92.7. We're coming to you live from our studios here at Adisawe Kanda. My name is Christabel Success Treve. Coming up this morning, Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill not becoming law anytime soon because President John Mahama says bill passed by Parliament still has some way to go. Also this morning, effective today, Ghana High Commission in Pretoria temporarily suspends registration for the ongoing voluntary repatriation exercise for Ghanaians residing in South Africa. Plus, no transport fare increases today as GPRTU rejects earlier announcement. We've got details of these. Please stay with us. Thank you for staying with us. Now, it appears the desire of advocates to see the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill become law will not materialize soon. This is because President John Mahama has stated that the bill passed by Parliament is not yet ready for presidential assent, noting that the process still has some way to go. Parliament last week passed the anti-LGBTQ bill too, among others. Speaking at Chatham House in London on Monday, he explained that concerns have been raised regarding the bill's passage, particularly issues related to quorum and procedural compliance during parliamentary proceedings. Take a listen.
I just got some communication that the Speaker was reading a statement to address the issue of the lapses in the passage of the bill. And so, like I said, when I was the opposition leader, the president has a number of options in this matter. It must come for assent. And so once the president gets it, you go through it because you are not part of the discussion in Parliament. And so the legal representative, the legal counsel in the presidency and the Attorney General would sit on it because it was a private member's motion. Right. This was not a government bill. And so we'll look at it and make sure that everything is in order before the president is advised to assent.
President John Dramani Mahama there. Now, Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin says he was surprised at the speed by which the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill was passed by Parliament.
3FM 92.7.
He has, as a result, summoned the two leaders of the House to explain matters to him, insisting such a critical bill must be passed by consensus.
And in fact, when it was passed on Friday, it was even a surprise to me because I knew that they were going to start the consideration of the bill. And that was the instructions I left before I went to attend to other activities. It was Friday and members wanted to go home early to their constituencies because we were going to sit today. And so I knew they wouldn't have completed. But all of a sudden, I read about his passage. I reacted, and later I saw on TV all the things that happened. And so this evening, I have asked the leaders to meet me in my office.
That's the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, speaking there. Now the minority caucus in Parliament has accused the government and the ruling NDC of weakening the Human Sexual Rights and Family Values Bill through extensive amendments before its passage by Parliament last Friday. The Member of Parliament for Assin South, Reverend John Ntim Fojo, was addressing a media briefing. Take a listen to him.
And make it enticing, incentivize, advertise, campaign for it. Don't do it. But they say that no, insert this immunity. This is an immunity clause. You are lifting them above the law and saying that if you are within these categories, you can do anything that promotes LGBT, that advocates for LGBT, supports and sponsors LGBT, enables LGBT, and just by virtue that you fall within these categories, as for you, you are above the law, you should be exempted.
Reverend John Ntim Fojo is a Member of Parliament for Assin South. The Ghana High Commission in Pretoria has announced a temporary suspension of registration for the ongoing voluntary repatriation exercise for Ghanaians residing in South Africa. The suspension takes effect from today, June 2, 2026, and is intended to allow the High Commission and relevant Home Affairs authorities to process and screen the large number of applications already received. According to a statement issued by the High Commission, more than 1,500 Ghanaians have so far registered to be repatriated, with verification and processing of the applications currently underway. The mission noted that the overwhelming response necessitated a temporary halt in new registrations to ensure a well-coordinated exercise. The High Commission assured members of the Ghanaian community who have not yet registered that the repatriation exercise has not ended. It indicated that details of the next phase of registration would be communicated in due course after the current applications have been processed. Meanwhile, the sector minister says that all is set for the second batch of Ghanaian evacuees to leave South Africa once a landing permit is granted by the South African authorities for the aircrafts to land.
Final batch of Ghanaians in South Africa have all now registered. We have a little above 600. Earlier, those who wrote their names was in the region of 800, but it's clear that we'll have to go beyond that. We now are exceeding 900, but thanks to the compassionate leadership of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he has said that all Ghanaians in harm's way, in distress, who are being harassed, being dehumanized, we should not leave anyone behind.
Samuel Okudzeto-Ablakwa is the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Road transport operators have dismissed reports of a 20% increase in public transport fares expected to take effect today, Tuesday, June 2, 2026, describing the announcement as unauthorized and not sanctioned by the appropriate bodies. In a joint statement, the Ghana Private Road Transport Union, GPRTU, and the Ghana Road Transport Coordinating Council, GRTCC, said they had not engaged the Ministry of Transport in any discussions regarding a fare adjustment and therefore could not have approved such an increment. The leadership says the earlier announced adjustment was not discussed with the Ministry of Transport, nor did it follow the established fare adjustment protocols agreed upon between the ministry and the recognized transport operators. Godfred Abubere is General Secretary for the GPRTU.
So today, we had met the transport minister, and then we told him that we are the persons who normally have accredited to sign the document to effect increment or reduction. For that matter, once we have no knowledge of that document, we also issued a communique today as a rebuttal on what they had done and to nullify that impression that they had created between for all the traveling public. And that we think by tomorrow nobody should go to any terminal and pay any new lorry fare. And even if this case is done, they should report to us. If it's a GPRTU terminal or a GRTCC terminal, they should report to us. And then that particular terminal, ranking will be issued out of them.
That's GPRTU's General Secretary Godfred Abubere. Now, just before we head out, the Ghana Immigration Service has successfully returned 105 foreign nationals to their home countries after an intelligence-led operation in Asankragua led to the apprehension of 112 individuals suspected of being trafficked into Ghana. The raid carried out on May 20, 2026 targeted premises believed to be hosting persons engaged in commercial sex activities in the area. The 7 suspects remained under investigation and could face prosecution if found culpable. That'll be it for the morning news here on 3FM 92.7. For more details and more stories, please check out our website. My name is Christabel Success Treve. Business is up next.